Howdy folks, Stephen Webb here, and this is a little bit of an update to show you how the inventory system is coming along. I've now made it such that items can be interacted with within the UI. So it's pretty much as simple as going into the item creators, creating yourself an item type. So we'll just call this item type food, things you eat, probably not useful for vampires. So yeah, this actually doesn't even really do anything yet. Like, this is just for our purposes here. We're gonna make a juice box, juice cup. Let's give this model. Oops. Assets, juice, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create an icon from the model, and then we're going to turn it into a sprite, and we're going to drag and drop it right in there, and here we're going to say, oh, this is a cup of apple juice. And it's consumable. These will probably be like a tick box, and then the rest of the stats that relate to the atomic type will be included into the actual item when it's instantiated at runtime. So let's go back to the character creators here, and we're going to give Officer Douglas a juice cup and a whole pizza. Alright, so let's go ahead and press play. So the next step here will be to add in some functionality for equipping things based on the currently selected character archetype's paper doll. What I mean by that is over here when you're designing your character, you can go into the archetype creator and go into the paper doll editor. So all characters that are of this particular archetype will have a paper doll, right, that will define like what kind of slots it has for things like, equipment. So we can create another one, name it whatever. Currently, I don't have it such that you can apply like all of the slots here to every other character class here. Eventually, that'll be a thing, but it is not right now. So these will be what show up on the character sheet that you can move items into, or will define what items can be equipped, where. So yeah, that'll be useful when I get around to it. If you've watched some previous videos, that's blend shapes are a thing. However, I've actually got to, for some reason, they're not being applied anymore. Like, these values are not being applied to the model that gets instantiated in. I don't know why, but we'll have to fix that. So yeah, so if, for instance, I wanted to change this guy to the masked man, we can just come over here, and now when I write that there, the model that is associated with, when we spawn in, oops, will actually be the masked man as opposed to the zombie character. as you can see, it switched the zombie model out for the other one. So right now we currently have a system that allows you to create the character, pick where they're going to spawn in the game. So you'll be able to set, it's very, very easy. You just pick, you create, an object, move it around anywhere you want, and then associate that object with the character in that spawn field, which is, again, right there, right? Very, very simple. You can give them items that you've created, and you can choose a faction for them. This doesn't do anything yet, but this is going to help drive artificial intelligence. You can give them a description if you'd like. For the player character, I think a lot of this is actually going to be defined by the things that you do in the game, different feats you accomplish. Kind of like what they did with Pillars of Eternity, where your character's adventure and the choices they make primarily end up writing their story for them. So you end up with an interesting read at the end that chronicles your character's existence. But yeah, so that's about it. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually a really big deal, because this means now what I can start doing is working on the actions that one can take with the specific items. Like the interaction editor is kind of like what it comes down with that. So like I would create interaction for something like drink and eat, which I would associate drink with the juice cup and eat with the pizza. So yeah, that's how we're going to make the associations here. And with that, I bid you farewell. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care now. Bye bye.